All right, so we got a good first mechanical run. I've got about an hour and a half on this engine. Taking it slow, going through a break-in process. I like it. And now I'm going to start working on the cosmetics. And then I'm going to go after changing the color. I couldn't find an instruction manual on this part, so I'm just going to kind of wing it and see what happens here. So I'm going to take out the Phillips bits, and I'm hoping that the gold cover is released. Yeah, no impact guns on this. I'm just going to do this by hand so I don't break anything. And see what we got here. Okay, I push these out. I can feel it. Push this out. Push this out. These little clips here. Okay, so I still have some tension. Could be the bolts for the hinge. Could be the shock. And I'm looking at the flex. So it's not this, it's these. Okay. I'm learning something else. I should be pulling this pin. So what do you think the chances are of me separating the screen and the chrome from this are? Looks to me like I need to pop these clips and then there's screws on the other side. Actually, this is probably the chrome. Okay, so what I'm learning here is that, if I could do this with one hand, 3 pieces of chrome, the front and then the sides. So I just push this out a little bit. I can pop this loose a little. As I put some pressure, there's no way I can do this with one hand, so I might have to regroup here. So what I was trying to show is that if I put a little pressure behind here, I can just barely pop these guys out. The other one's moving. There we go. So once I did that, okay, there's some factory double-sided tape here to hold that in, so I'm gonna have to replace all that. So you get the gist. I'm gonna take all these off, and then it looks like I've got screws in here for the wind visor. Now I can really clean this thing up. Okay, so the front trim, same thing, double-sided tape down here. I'll clean this up and replace all that when I go to reassemble. And now the wind visor, I've got some Allen heads and I just unscrew this. So you actually have to squeeze these rubber nuts while you take out the Allen heads so that they don't spin. It's not an actual nut, it's just a piece of rubber that seals inside. And I had to hold these back with needle nose to get the bolts out. So now I've got the main hood removed and the wind visor removed. Everything was easy except for these 2 top holes over here. And okay, I've got my body panels off. I just did a light sanding with 800 grit just to scuff this up. I washed everything in Dawn detergent before I started. Sanded these down pretty good. Make the paint stick here. And I am going to wash this with a solvent, let that dry, and then we're going to paint these blue. All right, so let this dry now. Came out pretty good. I like the sheen on that, I like that tone, especially actually with the gold underlay here. Kind of cool. All right, so this is the color change. Took all the gold, turned that to blue. Did a pretty good job cleaning things up. I used a heat gun on the steering console. Got the white spots pretty decent, so mostly black now. Got the dumb logo that was all ripped up. off of the console here. So not too bad. Got our decals on. I did touch up the bumpers. I used bed liner, sprayed bed liner for those, just to save some money. I don't think I need to replace all these. I might pull this one off later and actually do the same thing, but we'll see. So as a comparison, that's the bumper, and I'm going to do the same thing to the backs, and possibly the same to the grab bar on the seat. So next stop is to get rid of the camo seat. Okay, so this is the new HydroTurf seat cover I'm going to put on the ski. Looks like a pretty good match. My blue's a little bit darker, but I had plans on pulling this blue out in other locations. I think this is going to be good. Definitely better than the camouflage that I had. So I'll get to putting this on. All right, so this is the new seat cover, and I just stripped the camo off of this seat. I'm letting this dry out before I put the cover on.